Yes. So see, in final company accounts, till now we have discussed four 24 marks problem and one 12 marks problem we have seen. So last problem of this chapter that we have to see now. See this problem number 5. From the following trail balance of Mayland Limited, as on 31st March 2015, you are required to prepare balance sheet as well as statement of profit and loss account. So here you have to do all the four steps. Now that is notes to P&L, statement of P&L, notes to balance sheet, and statement of balance sheet. All four steps you have to do here. So now we have to discuss one by one where item will go or under which working note we have to write the items, whatever the items given in the trail balance. So if you see the debit side, there is calls in arrears. So what do you mean by calls in arrears? So whenever the shareholders are not paid, shareholders fails to pay the amount on time, in that case what happens, there may be a calls in arrear. Whenever company makes the call, it may be a first call or it may be a final call, and when the shareholder fails to pay the amount on time, then there is a scope of calls in arrear. What we have to do with that? We have to deduct from the share capital. That's it. So working note number 1, we have to deduct this calls in arrear amount from share capital. Next thing about land. Land, you know, it is a fixed asset. So it is working note number 11. You have to write. Then building. Building is also fixed asset. Working note number 11. Machinery, fixed asset. Working note number 11. Furniture, fixed asset. Working note number 11. So there are four fixed assets they have given in the trail balance: land, building, machinery, furniture. But you have to see the adjustment whether they have mentioned anything about depreciation. If depreciation is given, then we have to consider depreciation also. That we will discuss later while seeing the adjustment. So now next item given in the trail balance, that is debit side, is about carriage. Carriage, you know, it is other expenses. Debit side carriage balance, it is other expenses. So working note number 30, you have to show this information. Then what about wages? Wages, employee benefit expenses. It is given to the employee. So that is why working note number 27, there you have to consider this information. Then what about salary? Salary is also employee benefit expenses. So your salary also comes under working note number 27, that is in P&L account. Then next thing is about sales return. Sales has credit balance, sales return has debit balance. So here sales return you have to deduct from sales. So where sales information we used to write, that is under revenue from operation, working note number 22. So working note number 22, you have to first consider sale, and from that you have to deduct sales return. So you can consider this information under 22. Next, bank charges. What about bank charges? Bank charges are finance cost. So it is working note number 28. You have to show the information. Then coal, gas and water. Coal, gas and water, it is other expenses. Debit side, coal, gas and water they have given. So we'll consider this as other expenses, working note number 30. Rent and taxes. Rent and taxes is also other expenses. Working note number 30, you have to consider this information. Then what about purchases? Purchases, that is purchases of stock in trade, that is working note number 25. So there you have to show this purchases information. Then bills receivable. Bills receivable is other current asset. Other current asset, that is working note number 21. There you have to write this bills receivable. Then general expenses, if you see, it is other expenses. So working note number 30, you have to consider this one. Debtor. Debtor is trade receivable. The debtor information we consider under trade receivable. So it is working note number 18. There you have to show this information. Then you have to see whether there is any adjustment for debtor. That is a reserve for bad debts, whether it is given in the question. If there is a new RPD, that is a reserve for bad debts is given in the adjustment, that amount you have to deduct from debtor. Then opening stock, if you see, opening stock is changes in inventory. That is working note number 26. There you have to write. Then what about insurance? Insurance is other expenses. Working note number 30. There you have to show this insurance. Cash at bank. Cash at bank is cash and cash equivalent information. Working note number 19. Cash in hand is also cash and cash equivalent information. Working note number 19. There you have to show the information. Yes. So we have seen now all the debit side information. Now let us see credit side one by one. Authorized capital. See, this authorized capital they have given 30,000 shares of 10 each, that is 3 lakh. Okay, so this authorized capital is a maximum amount of share capital that company can raise. So this is of not that useful for our calculation, but still you can show and working note number one separately, but it is not considered for calculation purpose. And what do you mean by subscribed capital? Subscribed capital is the capital which is subscribed by the public or the shareholder. So this is the 10 lakh. See this subscribed capital, whether it is 10 lakh or 1 lakh, we have to see. If you see the total, that is 2 lakh 30,000. 2 lakh 30,000 is our total. So here subscribed capital is 10 lakh. So this information we have to consider. So this we will consider, that is under share capital working note number 1. Then what about reserve for bad debts? Reserve for bad debt, that is working note number 30. Under working note number 30 we have to consider the reserve for bad debt information. And what about this reserve for bad debt? This is given in the trail balance. So this reserve for bad debts, what happens? It is old RBD. You can say it is old RBD. Then what about sales now? Can you tell me now what about sales? Sales is a revenue from operation. Revenue from operation. So that is working note number 22. 22, there you have to consider this information, and if there is any sales return you have to deduct that from sales. Next, purchase return. Purchases has debit balance, purchases return has credit balance. So what you have to do here, purchases return you have to show under working note number 25, and you have to deduct from purchases. Now that is clear. Then what about creditor? Creditor is a trade payable. Creditor information, it is a trade payable information. So whenever it is a trade payable information, what you have to do, that is working note number 8. There you have to consider this trade payable information. Then what about security premium? Security premium, it is reserves and surplus information. So that is working note number 2. There you have to show. And general reserve, again working note number 2. There you have to show. So now we discussed all the credit balance as well as all the debit balance. Trail balance total, if you see, that is 23 lakh. Both the side it is 23 lakh. Now there are certain adjustment. See this adjustments are there. First adjustment, charge depreciation on building at 2%, machinery at 10%, furniture at 10%. So adjustment has to appear twice. So first thing, you have to show depreciation in working note number 29. Depreciation there you will show. And one more thing, under fixed asset, working note number 11, you have to deduct all the depreciation from concerned asset. That is, from building you have to deduct depreciation. Similarly from machinery, and similarly from furniture you have to deduct the information. Next, make new RBD of 5% on debtor. So this new RBD, first adjustment is under P&L account. P&L account, there you have to write under other expenses. Working note number 30, there you have to consider this RBD. And one more thing, under trade receivable, that is from debtor, working note number 18, there you have to deduct this new RBD. Next, carry forward unexpired insurance. So what do you mean by unexpired insurance? Can you tell me now? Anyone, can you explain me what do you mean by unexpired insurance? Can anyone tell me what is unexpired insurance? Akamsha, Amrita, Kushal, Shifali, Vivek. Can you tell me now? What do you mean by unexpired? Whether unexpired is equal to prepaid. Whether unexpired insurance is equal to prepaid. Can you tell me? Yes. Why it is equal to prepaid insurance or prepaid expenses? Because let us take the example. Suppose if a company pays one of the insurance on 1st January, 1st January and company pays 7 months insurance. Okay. Now 7 months insurance company pays on 1st January. But we know the financial year starts from April to March. So up to March we will show the insurance in the books of account. So what you can say, out of 7 month insurance paid by the company on 1st of January, that is in the month of January, can you now tell me what is the portion of expired insurance? What is the portion of expired insurance here? How many months expired insurance? How many months unexpired insurance? Yes, tell me now. How many months expired? Expired means the insurance which is showed in this particular financial year, that is January, February and March. So 3 months expired insurance and remaining 4 months, that is April, May, June, July, that is remaining 4 months unexpired insurance. Why? That is that insurance or that 4 months insurance belong to next financial year and that is paid by the company in advance. So that is why that is equal to prepaid insurance. So here carry forward unexpired insurance. What you have to do? Insurance is a other expense. So from other expense, working note number 30, here you have to deduct this prepaid information because we are going to consider information of this financial year only, not about not the information regarding the next financial year. That is why you have to deduct. And one more thing, this prepaid insurance or unexpired insurance is other current asset. So other current asset you have to show in working note number 21. That is balance sheet last working note. There you have to write this information. Next, provide outstanding wages 5,000, salary 20,000, rent 4,000. So whatever outstanding wages, salary and rent all are other current liability. So other current liability is working note number 9. There you have to write all the outstanding expenses. Next thing, what do you mean by outstanding? Expenses due but not paid. Expenses due but not paid in this financial year. So now, one more thing you have to see. Two times you have to write the information, right? So wages and salary, employee benefit expenses. So to the wages, you have to add outstanding wages, working note number 27. To the salary, you have to add outstanding salary, working note number 27. Rent, to the rent, you have to add outstanding rent, that is working note number 30. Why? Rent and rent and taxes, that is other expenses. So under other expenses, you have to add to the rent and taxes outstanding rent. So now this is clear. So now last adjustment of this one, this problem, see this stock at the year end valued, that is 3 lakh. So here stock at the year end means it is closing stock. See, it is closing stock information is given. So whenever there is a closing stock, that is working note number 26, that is changes in inventory. From opening stock, you have to deduct this closing stock information in order to get the difference amount. It may be a positive balance or it may be a negative balance. So one is in working note number 26. Second time you have to show this closing stock in working note number 17. That is inventory. Inventory in balance sheet asset working note. So there you have to show this closing stock information. So now we discussed all the things regarding this problem number 5, 24-mark problem. So now let us see the solution of this problem, and let us discuss the solution one by one. So see this problem number 5. So first step is notes to statement of profit and loss account. First thing we have to do is notes to P&L. So there are 9 notes, that is from 22 to 30. So one by one we have to do. So note number 22, that is the revenue from operation. In this question, if you see, we have already discussed there is sale information, credit side they have given in the trail balance. Sales return, it is given in the debit side of this trail balance. So you have to consider both under 22. Sales value is 8 lakh. From that you have to deduct the sales return. That is 17,000. So final sale or net sale, that is 7,83,000. Note number 22 is over. So now note number 22 we got. Next thing, note number 23, other income. We have to see now whether there is any other income is available in the question, like dividend, interest payment, transfer fee, that is if credit side information is given. So such informations are not available in the problem. That is why our other income is nil. And one more thing you have to be careful here. One more thing you have to see, that is about this one, total revenue. How to get the total revenue? Total revenue you can get by adding 2 working note, that is working note number 22 and working note number 23. So working note number 22 is this one, revenue from operation. Working note number 23 is other income. ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Okay, ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. So yes, so now we can get a total revenue. Total revenue we can get. Then after getting the total revenue, what we can do? We have to do the total expenses now. Total expenses we want. Total expenses we have 7 working note. 7 working note we are having. That is from 24 to 30. So note number 24 is cost of material consumed. So cost of material consumed, again raw material information is not given in the question. So here nil. Raw material, that is nil, note number 24. And what about note number 25? Purchase of stock in trade. To this we have to see the question. See this, we have already discussed about purchases. Purchases has a debit balance. So in the trail balance you have to search the purchases. See this, purchases, that is 5 lakh. Purchases 5 lakh, but there is purchase return in the credit balance. Credit side they have given purchase return 34,000. So from purchases you have to deduct this 34,000 purchases return in order to get net purchases. So our net purchases, that is final purchases answer, that is 4,66,000. Note number 25 is over now. Note number 26 is changes in inventory. For changes in inventory, we want 2 information. One is opening stock and one more is closing stock. So what about opening stock? Opening stock information is given in the trail balance. So that we have to identify now where it is given. Opening stock, you have to see this one, 2,50,000 debit balance they have given. And where closing stock information is given. Closing stock information is given in the adjustment, last adjustment, that is stock at the year end valued at rupees 3 lakh. So here what happens? Opening stock is less, closing stock is more. So we have to deduct whenever opening stock is less and closing stock is more, there is a negative balance. Negative balance means there is a minus balance. So here our negative balance is 50,000. 50,000 negative balance, that is note number 26, that is changes in inventory. Next, note number 27 is about employee benefit expenses. Under employee benefit expenses, in this question, only wages and salary. Only wages and salary we have to consider, and we have to see the adjustment also. So now wages given in the trail balance is 1,14,000. But if you see the question properly, there is one adjustment regarding the wages, 5,000. that is outstanding wages, that you have to add to the wage information that we have added. So final wages, that is 1,19,000 written in the outer column. Similarly, for salaries, if you see 1,46,000 is our salary and outstanding salary is given in the adjustment, that is 20,000. We have added that outstanding salary to the salary in order to get the final salary, that is 1,66,000. So employee benefit expenses total we want, wages final total plus salary final total, you will get a total of employee benefit expenses as 2,85,000. This is note number 27. So now we prepared till note number 27. Note number 28 is regarding finance cost. Finance cost, in this question there is bank charge information. So bank charge is the only information we have to consider, since there is no debenture interest information is available and there is no interest on loan information is given. So only one information directly from the trail balance 1000 finance cost, note number 28 is over. Now note number 29, that is about depreciation and amortization expenses. So if you see depreciation here, we have to see the adjustment now. For depreciation, we have to see the question. They have said on building 2%, on machinery 10%, on furniture 10%. So in order to get 2% of depreciation on building, first we want what is the original cost of the building given in the tail balance. That is 2,50,000. So 2,50,000 into 2% you have to do. That is then you will get the depreciation of building. Similarly, next thing we want machinery original cost, that is 1,50,000. 1,50,000 into percentage of depreciation, that is 10% given in the adjustment. So then we can get the depreciation of machinery. Similarly, for furniture also 10%, 32,000 into 10% if you do, you will get the depreciation of furniture. So same thing we have calculated here. See this, on building depreciation is 5,000, machinery 15,000 and on furniture 3,200 after the calculation. So now we want total depreciation, that is 23,200 if you add all three information. Whether any information regarding amortization expenses is given in the question. No, there is no written off information is available. If there is a written off information, then you have to consider under amortization expenses. So here note number 29, final total is depreciation total itself is the final total. That is 23,200. Note number 29 is over. Now, last working note of profit and loss account is note number 30. That is note number 30, you see, it is regarding other expenses. Other expenses, we have to see the question once again. We can identify other expenses. One is carriage. Carriage is other expense. Coal, gas, water is other expense. Rent and taxes are other expense. General expense is other expense. Then insurance is other expense. And what about bad debt? That also you can consider under other expense. So now carriage information directly from the trail balance 23,000. Coal, gas and water again from the trail balance 7,000. So there is no adjustment regarding these two information. But what about rent and rates? There is a balance given in the trail balance is 8,000. But there is outstanding rent information is given in the adjustment. That outstanding rent information we have to see. If you see the outstanding rent information, what is the amount here? Outstanding rent 4,000. So that 4,000 you have to add to the rent and rate. So now final rent and rates or rent and taxes, that is 12,000. Then general expenses directly given trail balance 19,000. Insurance, there is an adjustment. Insurance amount given in the trail balance is 4,000. From that you have to deduct prepaid insurance. Prepaid insurance or unexpired insurance, that is 1,000 given in the adjustment. If you deduct, you will get the final insurance total as 3,000. So this is about other expense. And one more thing, there is a bad debt. If you see, there is below bad debt you have to calculate. Now new RBD. What about new RBD here? New RBD, they have said it is on debtor. Debtor 5%. So first thing here we wanted debtor value. So search for debtor. In the question, debtor value they have given 4,28,000. 4,28,000 into 5% if you do, you will get a new RBD. That new RBD answer is 21,400. And what about bad debt information? Only bad debt information is not available in the problem. If it is given in the problem, to the bad debt information you have to add new RBD, and you have to deduct the old RBD. So less old RBD from new RBD. So old RBD, where it is given? It is given in the trail balance. Once again you have to see the question. Trail balance RBD credit balance. See this? Trail balance RBD credit balance 14,000 it is given. So same information you have to consider here. So we have taken this 14,000. So now a new RBD 21,400 less old RBD 14,000. If you do final RBD, that is 7,400. So now we want other expenses final total. So you want to add all the outer column amount. Carriage, coal, rent, general expense, insurance and RBD. If you add all the information, you will get a total of other expense, that is 71,400. So this is about P&L working note, that is from 22 to 30. So after preparing this P&L working note, next thing we have to do is statement of profit and loss account. So statement of profit and loss account we have to see now. See this statement of profit and loss account for the year ended 31/3/2015. There are three columns: particular, note number and amount column. So these particular information you can write if you can remember the format. Same thing you have to fill in. Then note number also you have to remember. Amount you can see the working note, and by seeing the working note you can write the amount. So first one, revenue from operation, note number 22, directly from note number 22 final total, that is 7,83,000. That is nothing but sales minus sales return. Other income in this question not there, that is why note number 23 is nil. So total revenue is 7,83,000. That is nothing but revenue from operation itself is our total revenue. So from total revenue you have to get deduct total expenses in order to arrive at profit or net profit. But under expenses, you see expenses head, note number 24 is cost of material consumed, that is not there, nil. Purchases of stock in trade, note number 25, purchase minus purchase return information. Changes in inventory, that is negative balance is there. Why? Because opening stock is less and closing stock is more. You can see the working note number 26. There you got one final amount that you have to write here. Hence here there is a negative balance, same negative information you have to write. Then employee benefit expenses, wages and salary, but for wages there is some adjustment they have given. See this note number 27, and for salary also adjustment is there, but we want the final total of employee benefit, that is 2,85,000. Same 2,85,000 we have to write here under note number 27. What about finance cost? Only bank charges 1,000, note number 28. Depreciation and amortization expenses, note number 29, that is 23,200. That is regarding depreciation of fixed asset. Then other expenses, note number 30, final total of other expense, that is 71,400. If you see the working note, last final total we have written. So now we want the total expenses. How to get total expenses? From 24 to 30, all the working note you have to add. So all adds, but there is one negative information. First you add all the positive information, 4,66,000 plus 2,85,000 plus 1,000 plus 23,200 plus 71,400. Then you can deduct this negative information. 50,000 you minus, you will get total expense as 7,96,600. But if you see here, total revenue is 7,83,000. But total expenses are 7,96,600. So here what happens? Your total expenses are more than your total revenue. So here what you can get here, loss, not profit. Why? Your expenses are more and your revenues are less. So here you see you will get the negative balance here. See this. Profit before exceptional item and tax, that is total revenue minus total expense, that is 7,83,000 minus 7,96,600. If you do, you will get the negative balance. So here in this question there is a loss, that is 13,600. Let's say exceptional item and tax. In this question they have not given any information about provision for taxation. So here no information, nil. So directly our profit for the period, that is minus 13,600. So this profit for the period you have to show in note number 2 of the balance sheet. So now step number 2 is over. After this we have to see the step number 3, that is the notes to balance sheet. Now let us see the notes to balance sheet. See this one, notes to balance sheet. First one, note number 1 is about share capital. We know it is about share capital, but authorized capital information is given in the question, that is of no use. That is why you have to write that information since it is given, that is 30 lakh. See this, it is 30 lakh information they have said, and this 30 lakh we have underlined. Why? Because it is not considered for calculation purpose. So 30 lakh you have to just you have to write and you have to underline. Then next thing you have to see, just we will see the question. In the question they have said, if you see in the question we have written 3 lakh. Okay, so that is not 3 lakh, authorized capital is our 30 lakh. So there is a correction in the question, 10 is missing. Yes, so subscribed capital we know that is a 10 lakh. Subscribed capital is a 10 lakh, that is given. So that is we can consider as paid up capital. So 10 lakh, from 10 lakh there is a call scenario. Call scenario we have to minus. See this question now. We have to see this. Call scenario they have given 64,000 debit balance. Subscribed capital 10 lakh credit balance. So this arrears you have to deduct from subscribed capital in order to get the final answer of a share capital. That is 10 lakh minus 64,000. You will get 9,36,000. Note number 1 is over. Now next thing is about note number 2, that is about reserves and surplus. If you see reserves and surplus here, first there are two categories. One is reserve category and second one is surplus category. So now reserve category, there is general reserve you can write, any transfer to reserve you can write, any fund information you can write. So here general reserve and security premium information is given. So if you see the question, here, see this general reserve and security premium. So we can consider this as a shareholder fund. So shareholder fund you have to write under reserves and surplus, that is 2,60,000 plus 60,000. But profit and loss account, here only one information is available and no other dividend information is not there. If dividend information is there, that you have to deduct from profit. Why? Because dividends are paid from profit. So that is why you have to deduct, but here it is not given. So directly only one information, that is negative profit and loss account, that is minus 13,600. How we got this minus 13,600? See this statement of profit and loss account, final total, final last answer, profit for the period we got that 13,600 you have to deduct now. So now finally reserves and surplus total, final total, that is 3,20,000 minus 13,600. If you do, you will get 3,06,400. So note number 2 is over. What about note number 3? It is about long term borrowing. So long term borrowing, here debenture information is not given. See this, debenture information is not there, any deposit information is not there. So what happens here? You can say no, long term borrowing nil, not given. Deferred tax liability, that is tax profit information, not given. Note number 4 is also nil. Note number 5 is about other long term liability. Specified information is not available, that is why it is nil. Long term provision, if you see the previous question, there was pension fund, it is a retirement scheme, it is a long term provision, but in this question it is not there, that is why it is nil. Note number 7, short term provision. Short term provision means usually provision for less than 1 year, and it is not given in the question, so that is why it is nil. So we have considered all this. Note number 7 we have considered. Next you see whether it is a short term provision, note number 7, or short term borrowing. So can you tell me, note number 7, whether it is a short term provision or short term borrowing? It is short term borrowing. So there is one correction, because while typing there may be a mistake. See this, this is a short term borrowing. Short term provision is working note number 10. Short term provision, working note number 10. So now note number 8, if you see, there is a trade payable information. Trade payable, only one information is available from the question. That is creditor information. See this, creditor 1,32,000. So same information we have to write, that is note number 8, creditor over. Next, note number 9 is about other current liability. If you see the previous question, there and all unclaimed dividend information, proposed dividend information will be available. But here in this question that is not asked, what you have to do, just you have to see the adjustment. Adjustment, all the outstanding expenses, outstanding wages, outstanding salary, outstanding rent, these are other current liability. So same information from the adjustment you can write here and just make the total. So our total of other current liability is 29,000. Note number 9 is over now. Now note number 10 is regarding the short term provision. So here short term provision for taxation or tax provision is not there. So that is why our short term provision here it is nil. So see this, note number 10 is nil. What about note number 11? Note number 11 is regarding fixed asset. Here fixed asset, there are four assets they have given. Land, there is no adjustment, so directly from the trail balance 1 lakh. But for building, trail balance amount is 2,50,000. Depreciation we have calculated and we have shown in the note number 29. That amount you have to consider. That is 2% depreciation for building. If you deduct, you will get 2,45,000. Similarly, machinery 1,50,000 trail balance amount, depreciation that is 10%, that is 15,000. If you deduct, you will get final machinery, that is 1,35,000. Furniture also 32,000 trail balance amount, 10% depreciation, that is 3,200. If you deduct, you will get final furniture total, that is 28,800. So finally we want fixed asset final total. Note number 11 final total. Outer column, if you add all the balance, you will get 5,08,800 as our note number 11 final total. Now next thing, note number 12, if you see, that is about non-current investment. It is about non-current investment, but here investment information is not available. That is why it is nil. Deferred tax asset, tax information not there, nil. Long-term loans and advance, company has not given any loans and advance to the third party or outsider, nil. Other non-current asset not specified, nil. Current investment, note number 16, again it is not available. Since non-current investment itself is not available, of course the current investment is also not available. That is why it is nil. So 12 to 16 note number, it is nil information, no amount. Now note number 17, if you see, it is about inventory. Inventory, we know in closing stock they said at the year end the closing stock valued at 3 lakh. See this, stock at the year end valued at 3 lakh. So this is a closing stock information you have to show under inventory. We have written note number 17 is over. Next thing is about note number 18, that is about the trade receivable. If you see trade receivable, debtor information is given in the trail balance. Debtor information given in the trail balance, we have to see the question. Debtor we have to find out. See this, debtor is 4,28,000. That is a trade receivable. But there is a new RBD. See this new RBD. Make new RBD of 5% on a debtor. So this 5% on a debtor, we have to deduct from debtor information. See this. 4,28,000 into 5%, if you do, you will get 21,400. This 21,400 you have to deduct from 4,28,000 in order to get the final data. That is 4,06,600. Note number 18 is over. So now note number 19 is about cash and cash equivalent. So if you see cash and cash equivalent, there are two information in the trail balance. One is cash at hand and cash in hand and cash at bank. So both the information you have to write here. Cash at bank, that is 1,30,000. Cash in hand 45,000. No adjustment, directly from the trail balance. Total of cash and cash equivalent, note number 19 is 1,75,000. So now our note number 19 is over. Next, note number 20 is about short-term loan and advance. Short-term loan and advance, loans given by the company to the outsider less than 1 year. That is not there, nil. Note number 21, this is the last working note for balance sheet. 21 working note for balance sheet, 9 working note for profit and loss account. So if you see here, note number 21 other current asset, there is a bills receivable information. We have to see the question where bills receivable information is given. See this 12,000. So this 12,000 you have to consider as other current asset. If there is a bills payable, that is other current liability, note number 9. Unexpired insurance, that is prepaid insurance, so that also comes under other current asset, that is given in the adjustment 1000. So now note number 21 other current asset final total 12,000 plus 1000, if you do, that is 13,000. So hence we prepared all the working note 1 to 30 working note. Step number 3 is over. So now last step is preparation of vertical form of balance sheet. Step number 4. So now we have to see the format of balance sheet. See this. We have to see the format. Balance sheet of Mail and Co Limited as on 31st-3-2015. There are 3 columns: particular, note number and amount column. So if you see particular 1 to 21 item, you have to write all the information. Then note number also you have to write. Amount you have to see the working note from 1 to 21. So under liability, equity and liability, there are 4 major category. One is shareholder fund. First one is shareholder fund. Under that share capital, note number 1, that is about subscribed capital minus call scenario. That is 9,36,000. What about reserves and surplus? We got reserves and surplus and P&L loss balance. We have deducted. We got 3,06,400. From where we are getting this information? You have to see the working note which is already prepared. Note number 2, working note final total. If you see that same total, you have to write here in the format. Second major head under liability, that is share application pending money allotment. Here it is not there because allotment information is not given. So note number for that, it is not available, it is a dash. For always in the format also they have given dash, you have to write dash. And if there is amount, you have to write in the amount column. Note number 3, that is about non-current liability. Under non-current liability 3 to 6, 4 working notes are there. Long-term liability, debenture information not there, nil. Deferred tax liability 4, nil. Other long-term liability not there, nil. Long-term provision, that is it is a long-term provision, working note number 6, that is also nil. What about current liability? Current liability is our 4th major head of liability. First one is shareholders, this one shareholders fund. Second one share application pending money allotment. Third one is about non-current liability. Fourth one is about current liability. Under current liability again there are 4 working notes. Short-term borrowing, note number 7, that is nil. Trade payable only creditor information, note number 8, 1,32,000. Other current liability, note number 9, all the outstanding information given in the adjustment. All the outstanding information given in the adjustment. That information if you write, or else you have to see like this, you have to do. See this, note number 9, you have to see the final total. So that final total you have to write. 29,000 is our final total. Right in front of note number 9 in the amount column. We have written 29,000. Short-term provision, taxation provision not there. That is why nil. Now we want liability side total. So 1 to 10 you have to add all the information. That is 9,36,000 plus 3,06,400 plus 1,32,000 plus 29,000. If you add, you will get 14,03,400. This is our liability total. So just below the liability, you have to write asset side information. Under asset side information, there are 2 major categories. One is a non-current asset and the second one is about current asset. So under non-current asset, what happens? There are 5 working notes. See this, non-current asset, there are 5 working notes. First one is about fixed asset. Fixed asset, there are 4 fixed asset is there. After depreciation, we got the final amount. If you see the working note number 11, you will get that is 5,08,400. Just see the working note number 11. See this, 5,08,800. We have got the amount. Same amount you have to write. Then next, non-current investment. It is not non-current asset. There is a correction. It is a non-current investment. So that is note number 12. Investment information is not there, nil. Deferred tax asset information not available, nil. Long-term loan and advance, note number 14, nil. Other non-current asset, note number 15, that is also nil. Now, current asset, under current asset, there are 6 working note. That is current investment. If you see current investment, note number 16, Note number 16, that is also not available. Nil. Inventory only closing stock information, that is 3 lakh given in the adjustment. We have written trade receivable, debtor information minus RBD, that is new RBD, that is 4 lakh 6,600. Cash and cash equivalent, note number 19, if you see the final answer, cash in hand and cash at bank, add both, you will get 1 lakh 75,000. Short term loan and advance, note number 20, that is nil. Other current asset, note number 21, just we will see the other current asset total, bills receivable plus unexpired insurance, that is 13,000. See this 13,000 you have to write here. So other current asset, note number 21 is over. Now we want asset side total. How to get asset side total? 11 to 21 working note, add all the information. 5 lakh 8,400 plus 3 lakh plus 4 lakh 6,600 plus 1 lakh 75 plus 13,000. If you do, you will get 14 lakh 3,400. So this 14 lakh 3,400 you have to compare with liability side total. That is also 14 lakh 3,400. So our sum is proper. Yes, this is how you have